live. All right, guys. I'm Trish da Dish. We're live and lively from the rabbit hole in Makawao on the beautiful island of Maui. So excited to be here with another episode of Mana'o at Home. This is number 15. Can you believe it? Oh, where has the summer gone? Our stages have been full with a plethora of talents that make Maui's music scene rock. Last week we had the adorable and the dynamo duo of Phil and Angela Benoit of Benoit Jazz Works. They're fantastic, and it was just really nice to see you guys support such a great Maui act. This week we've got one of my favorite rock goddesses, Danyel Alana, and she's welcomed some groovy brothers with her. Before I start, I just want to give mad love to everybody that's been supporting SaveOurStages.com and the Restart Act, which is keeping our independent venues nationally open, because right now they're hurting. Congress hasn't given them any money, and we all want to go back to the Troubadour and the Whiskey Go-Go and the Metro and the venues on Maui. So make sure you remember that art is essential and support those beautiful music venues. Okay, I hope everyone's wearing a mask because it's gonna get dirty. No, it's going to be a fun episode. I'm really excited. I met Danyel through September, but I also just been following her journey, and she's such an eclectic hybrid of sound. She's soul, rock, reggae. She can do solo. She can do heavy metal. Her hair's down. Her hair's up. She's a wonder wahine. And one of my favorite things about her is that she's very vulnerable, very emotional, and very connected to her fans worldwide. So we're very, very pleased to have her here today. So without further ado, let's welcome Danyel Alana.
Hey, aloha, everyone.
How you doing, beautiful? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Ready to play some music.
Ready to play some music, yeah. You've got your friends on the right there. You have Don Lopez.
Yes,
Incomparable. There he is. The Masked Bandit. And then to your left, you have the ridiculously good looking.
Nice. And we're at his studio here in Haiku. I'm so grateful that these guys help.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's get some music going, and then we'll talk story in between about your journeys from LA to Oahu, Maui, from modeling to art to heavy metal. I mean, you're so fun. I just can't wait to get everyone to get you to know you better.
Except when I'm stuck in traffic.
Yeah, hey, well, Lahaina could be, yeah, you're the Keely girl now. Traffic on Maui. Oh, poor babies. All right, guys, let's hear some of this smooth sensations from Danyel Alana and friends. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us. And I just wrote this song like a couple weeks ago, and so it's still pretty new. And but we're gonna try to jam a little bit of it, just kind of warm ourselves up. It's about these crazy gigs that we're going through right now. Everything's just completely changed on us all, pretty much overnight. But it doesn't change the love and the magic that we have inside. Showed up like a bolt of lightning. Everything's new and frightening. I don't know what to feel. And in the low energy, there's no question how I feel. though we can't agree on everything. We are never alone. Our earthly home eternally. Can't be changed. Another night to live. Can't be changed. But the magic still remains. Yes, I believe in you and me. Oh, I believe in you and me. Then it changed, another night to me, and then it changed. Beautiful brand new way. Ooh. I believe in you and me. I believe in you and me. What's on the bass? Take it away.
Ow, ow. That's what I'm talking about. That sounded great, guys. We dialed it in. I've got my sidekicks listening. It's gorgeous. Yes.
I like it. Oh, right on.
It sounds great. You've already got fans calling you sister bra and everything. You got a lot of family, Danielle.
Awesome.
I want to talk a little bit about your upbringing in LA. And
Sure.
you were there at a time where you were in rock bands, you're listening to heavy metal. Sometimes you're in a campfire jam session. I mean, you had a pretty eclectic journey there, from modeling to painting leather jackets. Tell us a little bit about growing up in LA.
Well, I grew up with a family of artists and musicians. So all of my dad, I had 3 uncles that were all musicians. My mom's an artist, and she would dabble in music too, but mostly fine art and painting. And I had a stepdad for many years. We had a backdrop company. We painted for photographers, and so I was around that atmosphere my entire childhood, as well as everyone surfed and was at the beach. I grew up next to the ocean my whole life, so yeah, that was pretty much. And the eras were the 70s, 80s, and 90s, so that musical influence, and my uncles coming from being teenagers in the 60s and influencing on that kind of rock and soul music, which influences me a lot.
I love that you were in photography, modeling. I mean, do you miss photography, modeling, or art? I love how we said that music
I
just.
don't really miss modeling because I was tired of starving myself.
Hey
But
Don, can you do me a favor and turn down the reverb on our mic? It's echoing.
That's because all the open microphones.
Okay.
yeah, it might be a little bit of delay.
Well, we'll be hearing the echo, echo, echo.
Yeah.
Well, when did you move to Oahu, or when did you become a Maui girl, or a Hawaii girl, I guess?
I grew up with my cousins and aunts from Maui in my early childhood, but I didn't move to Maui myself until 2001.
Woo! And
Yeah.
you,
Before I lived in Oahu for some years, but
Yeah.
it was Maui was 2001.
well, Maui's so blessed to have you. You're like our quintessential rock guitarist, goddess. Everybody loves you. And we'll be talking soon about, the original songwriting you're doing, the new EP's coming up. I mean, you have a lot going on. You have not been a slouch during this quarantine time.
Trying not to be. I mean, I'm not the most productive songwriter. I wish I was because I'm really hard on myself. But yeah, I'm finally producing some original music, and we'll be getting back in the studio here pretty soon and finishing
Wonderful.
our EP. Yeah.
All right, enough talk from me. Let's hear some more music from that beautiful
Okay,
face
sounds
over
good.
there. All right. Once again, guys, don't forget, if you're feeling tipsy, this is Danielle's gig, okay? Because she's like the gig goddess on the west side. She's usually performing 5-6 days a week. So help her out, share some love. Right there, we have that Venmo right there at Danielle-Stallman. Yeah, you see it. There you go.
Yeah,
Send her money.
Okay, so help us out. We don't have gigs now, so.
All right, guys, thanks for being here.
And we love playing for you guys. So this is a song that was written by a band I used to have back in the late '90s. A band called the Shakeable Race. But this is kind of my own version of a song that kind of fits the times once again, called "Cosmic Connection," affectionately renamed by Dorothy Betts. Illuminating lights of the between beings, mystery, phenomenon that everybody is seeing. Official lips are moving, but not really revealing the content of the knowledge they are conceiving. They are really conceiving. When I'm looking around through my own perception of 1,000 years, it's moving into position. Time to end the hero and on the count. We can live our lives in more than one dimension. Roses in a previous zone, reflects into a different tone. One thing you can't forget, the enemy's your mind and your memories your mindset. The future's well exciting, now's the time to really make it right. One thing you can't foresee, living universally. Shifting consciousness becomes a new religion. You can never evolve with all this hate and division. You can't exist is in need of replacing. Racist lies all around. In need of erasing. Oh, they're in need of erasing. real soul. Big flags waving to the foreign tone. One thing you can't forget. The enemy's your mind and your revolution mindset. The future's well inside. Now's the time to really make it right. One thing you can't foresee. Living universally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is your mindset. Is your mindset. Remedy, you say, is your mindset. Remedy, is your mindset.
Well, that was fun.
Ow, ow! That's what I'm talking about. Yes, 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 ladies and gentlemen. She's feeling funky. Yeah, no, you're in the zone, girl. Get yourself a drink. So excited to have you guys. Loving the request t-shirt, Travis. I love that.
Support your local music store.
Music
Request Records outlasted everybody, Trish.
No kidding, right?
Everybody.
I know. And Bounty Music is bumping right now.
Exactly.
It's so great because everybody is figuring out, you know, I'm going to restring my guitar. I'm going to learn this. And now's the time, you know? So I love to see that music is, yeah, I mean, this is the time for us to connect and share art and create. So happy to have, like Jeremy Jarvis is one of our Manao family, and he's done so much for requests. I heard there's another record store day in September. We're going to have another one coming up. So stay tuned for that.
This year.
Yeah, there's 3 since we couldn't do the April one, which is usually the biggest one. Danyel, I want to talk a little bit about like kind of how you found your voice. I know you grew up listening to Marley and Hendrix and Zeppelin, which, you know, you have great taste. When did you realize that music was just like a part of you, an extension? How old were you?
Well, that had a lot to do with sorry, that echo is kind of tripping me out.
That's okay.
All your effects are off over here.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just so if I seem like I'm hesitant.
That's okay.
But I had an uncle. Well, I still have an uncle. But when I was growing up, he babysit me, and when I was like 4 years old, and he was him and my dad's and all my uncles had the garage was the jam room studio, big jam sessions. And growing up as a kid, I just wanted to be like them and rock out. And so when he'd babysit me, he'd sit me down with the congas and the piano and the guitars and all of the music of that era, the 70s, which had a lot of soul music and classic rock, it's just influenced me. I mean, every time I get into all different styles of music, but I always kind of steer back towards that soul, like the vintage soul stuff. So,
So your new EP, what kind of sound is that? Oh, sorry. Your new EP, what kind of, with your original music coming up, what would you characterize that as?
Oh my gosh.
Well, you just heard some.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what would you characterize that as?
Your hybrid sound.
Yeah. I mean, that song.
Rock, blues.
The next song I'm going to play was originally a reggae song. A lot of them were beginning as reggae songs with the band Unshakable Race that I used to have. We kind of just fused into a funk rock fusion trio later on. But I can't say I can pigeonhole my style. I mean, people can try. They never give me enough choices on like the little drop down windows. Like, you get 3 genres to choose from to describe yourself, and I'm just like, I need like 10.
You have like a bunch of slashies.
Yeah. Other.
Well,
Yeah,
you know, there's a refusal to join a genre band, right? You just can't do it.
I think that's fantastic. We're in an eclectic world right now where, especially with Maui, it's such a melting pot and fusion of sounds that it's no surprise you're pulling from so many different, sources. So I'd love to see you play.
You know, the Hawaiian hat, so to speak, when I do Hawaiian shows and play with Hawaiian musicians, and that's more towards traditional, contemporary Hawaiian and jazzy stuff, and then but my own style is a blend of everything. I can't really, but I like it funky. It's pretty much everything. If you don't notice that.
That's why you have such a plethora of fans. You have like moms from Boston. You have like little Keiki from the West Side. You have such a great group of fans. I really love it.
Oh, that's cool. Right on.
You really touched a lot of lives, so that's really cool. You're a really great artist. So let's hear some more from your. Let's hear some more. Don't forget, guys, that beautiful pineapple right there. Tip this beautiful talent. This is her gig. Support your local musicians. Thanks for being here.
Then I can help my bros.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for being here, Manala.
We're gonna do a cover song now. Feel like it is. Cause my time's too expensive. Yeah, I don't want no baby boy. So if you're serious, don't play with my heart, it makes me furious. If you want someone to love you, then know I will. Till in I keep. Don't be ashamed, let your conscience be your guide. You know deep down inside, you know you love me. So forget your foolish pride. you might as well get what you want and go on and leave. Telling like it is. Telling like it is. Telling like it is. Baby, tell like it if you want something to play with, go and find yourself a toy. Cause my time is so expensive. Life's so short with sorrow, and maybe here and gone tomorrow. So you might as well get what you want and go on and leave. Tell it like it is. Oh, baby, tell it like it is. Tell it like it is. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Tell it like it is. Let your conscience be your guide. Tell it like it is. Baby, tell it like it is.
Woo! You tell us, girl. That was so great. It's so nice to hear your voice again live. I've been stalking you on Crystal Persuasion. I'll tell you, Crystal Blue Persuasion. I'm annoying everyone I live with right now. They're like, Trish, stick to the words and the hosting. I'm like, no, I sound really good. I sound good. No, but tell us a little bit about that. That was really exciting. You got some great press from that, and you really served that rendition justice. Why did you pick that song to cover and so beautifully compose?
Well, that's a good story.
Pay an homage to it. Tell us.
Well, Uncle Don and I, for the last several years, have been playing, Hula Grill and Dukes on restaurants on the west side.
Mhm.
I kind of joined him in on some of those lounge gigs, right? And being mostly Hawaiian music, but we mix in the soul and stuff like that, kind of island style. And we had this group of people that showed up at our gig in Hula Grill. We had like 3 different gigs that week in the same restaurants. So these people are like, you guys should do Crystal Blue Persuasion. You know that song by Tommy James and the Shondells? And we're like, hey, yeah, that's a cool song. They're like, you don't know it? I'm like, we're going to be back Saturday and we want to hear it. And I'm like, okay, we'll go learn it. And so Uncle Don and I learned it and we're just like, man, we should record this song. This is like a really cool song.
Wow, we're really good.
About this song, I never got into the words and what a great message and it's so full of soul. And
and it's really fun to play.
And it's super fun to play. So we went back, and those people showed up, and they were super stoked. And for some reason, we got requested like 2 or 3 times within the same week from different people to play that song.
Yeah.
We were just like, "What is the deal with this song?"
I like the young dad with his little baby girl. He walks up and he goes, "Do you guys know Crystal Blue Persuasion?" I was like, "Yeah, man."
It's one of those songs that's a classic, but I forgot about it until you shared it with me again.
Version and then and then what, a year or so went by. Finally, we finished it. There's a lot of guitar parts on that song.
Yeah, you just released that July 4th.
Yeah,
You should be proud. You released a song during a pandemic. That's a big deal.
Yeah, and we had 2 songs we wanted to release actually before the whole EP, but this situation and different things happened, people's health and the refurbishing of the studio and things like that. So things are a little delayed, but they're coming out the right time, as Orson Welles would say.
Well, I think we should play Crystal Blue Persuasion now.
Okay.
Oh, we should we?
I requested. I'm messing up your set list. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget tip the talent.
Give Danielle money.
Everybody, thanks for being here, but not at home.
Oh, I have to say, I haven't played live in a while, so I'm a little nervous. Look over yonder, and what do you see? Sun is rising, most definitely. A new day is coming. Ooh, people are changing. Love is the answer. Ooh, baby, that's alright. through persuasion.
Yes, please. I'll have another. You did it. You got it, girl. Thank you. That was so great. Oh, and I'm going to give a shout out to Rick Davis, your manager, and also Connie
Yes,
Cohen.
Rick.
Yeah, I got to talk story with him. He's got some cool, exciting things coming on. Rick Davis. I like
That's
that.
his Star Wars name is Dick Ravis.
Dick Ravis.
Fantastic. The more you know. I like it. Now, Danyel, when you started out on Maui, or you were already rocking it, but when you came to Maui, you played with some heavy hitters. I mean, Marty Dread. You were in Akolu, the token.
Oh, my cousin was in Akolu.
Oh, your cousin was in Akolu. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Akoni.
Oh, that's right, Akoni. Okay.
Akoni's my first cousin. Right. His dad is the one that used to babysit me and teach me guitar.
Shoot. Wow.
Yeah. So when I came to Maui, I grew up with him in my early days, and his early days, I should say. I was like 10 years older than he is, but yeah, we used to all be cousins, and then his mom brought them back to Maui, and I didn't see him for a long time. So when I got to Maui, I started jamming and hanging out with my cousin, surfing and stuff, and then he introduced me. One day we're in the Kaului Ale House, and he introduced me to Marty Dread. And then Marty Dread, next thing I know, I'm getting a phone call, hey, you want to go play in Vegas? I was flying over to Vegas and playing with all of those guys, Barry Flanagan was on the same show. I wasn't playing with him yet, but Flanagan and Amy and Sly Dog guys and Bulaia was there.
Bulaia.
And this was like 2002, so I had just only been in Maui like a year or so, and it was like, boom, throw you right in the fire. I mean, I hadn't even, from my last band, Unshakable Race, and touring for 8 years, I hadn't played music in like a couple of years. So it's like, here I am, oh my God, I'm on a plane to Vegas, holy crap. And And
I'm sure you were
all
fine.
kind of went from there, and then later on, Dwayne Fig left Ekolu, and I ended up taking his place, and so I played with them for a couple of years and toured
Oh,
to Japan
nice.
with them and stuff, and then I just started playing for a lot of people, those YM boys, and oh my gosh, we backed Butch Helimano and
Woo,
a
history.
ton of shows. Like there was a whole 10-year blurb there. I think.
Did you say blur or blurb?
Yeah, blurb, same thing. Yeah.
No, you used to be such a fixture at Charlie's. You were like the North Shore wahine for a couple years there. You were like a
My friend was working there, Jedi.
wow, this is quite a galactic group of friends you have.
Yeah, Tuesdays are opening up, and even though I played there with different bands on the weekend, like Marty and stuff, and the Cryptones. Remember the Cryptones?
Oh yes.
Yes, I was in the Cryptones for a while.
Jeez.
But they were Tuesdays opening up. You should come and play, and so I started playing Taco Tuesdays.
Woohoo!
A couple years before that fire happened, right? And so that was what, 07, 06.
Well, I know your fans miss you, especially on the West Side. You're such a staple over there. It's going to be, it'll be really fun when you come back because you're so loved on the West Side. Or, I mean, you're loved across the whole island, but the West Side is
the West
your
Side
mecca.
is a completely different kind of scene. I mean, I used to go play with Marty Dredd on Monday nights at the Hard Rock. Those were fun days, but then
R.I.P. Hard Rock.
For the last several years was mostly playing the restaurants to the tourists. So I got really great connections through the Hawaiian music gang over there, and Josh Gahula, and I did shows with him once in a while, and just all those guys over there. That's too many to name, but you all know who they are.
West Side Boys, we love you.
Garrett Probst, he'll be on your show next week, right?
Well, what are you going to play for us next? This is a great set, by the way, guys. Don't forget to tip this great artist and give some love and aloha and support. You can also go to her website, which is great, DanyelAlanamusic.com. Okay. I'm Trish da Dish. Thanks for being here on Manao at Home. Much love to Travis and Don for sitting in and supporting this fantastic femme. We love you guys. Don't forget, we're live from Maui, Hawaii. Thanks for being here.
All right. How many songs do we have left?
However many as you want, baby. You got 15 minutes.
Well,
What can you play in 15, 20 minutes?
this one
You
is.
do any by yourself? You can do any Danielle just by yourself?
I don't know. I don't have to. I mean, I can. No, I haven't planned on it. But if you want to break.
I'm asking the ladies, y'all in charge. I don't know what to say. I don't need to know. I'll do whatever.
This is an original song as well. That'll be released real soon. Inside We all have a choice for happiness. Set our spirits free. Deep in my soul, I found my sense of connection. Just reading from the past and set my compass in a conscious direction. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I'm meditating just another day. I was feeling always here to stay. It's what we need so much confusion. People confusing consciousness is all I'm choosing. I'm going down into a sea of love. You're the best man's given to me. All about this mission is what I feel. And I'm a minute, everybody. It's fall down like high rain. I'm lonely and love is alright. I let the ocean embrace my soul. 'Cause it's my pain. Time to change the way I use my mind. I know I've got love that stands the test of time. Every skill in me celebrate. I'll get there. Everybody needs good love, one love, so love. It's all we need. Good love, one love, so love. One love, good love, so love. It is all we need. Good love, one love, so love. Oh, yeah. One love, one love, so love. Rainbow is all we need. One love, good love, so love. It's every single part of me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's called Every Part of Me.
Yay! Oh, I love that song. That's an original tune,
Thank
and
you.
that is her. So that will be the title track off your upcoming EP. Every part.
It is, yeah.
Tell us. I know you
Song
have.
supposed to be released at the same time as Crystal Blue, but it's just right behind. It's almost done. So
That's okay. We'll be staying tuned. You got the EP coming up.
There
You've
are many things that have been disarrayed in the Great Disruption.
also. No worries, McFlurries.
And don't
Danielle,
forget-
Danielle, I love that you're part of so many great events. Like, of course, you're such a highlight of September, and also Wahine Week. You'll be You'll be featured in Wahine Week, which is going to be virtual, coming up at the end of September.
Yes, can't wait.
You can't wait for that. Including Rabbit will be there as well, and Karen and Deb. It's going to be great. I can't wait. Also, tell us a little bit about the Burning Man broadcast that you just recorded.
Oh, right, yeah.
Fuzzbox. Love Fuzzbox.
Don and I just backed an artist called Pony Brendan.
Pony Brendan? Okay.
Been a local artist here for decades. I met her on the North Shore many years ago, and back in 2007, I believe it was, she hired me to do some guitar on her album. Smile in My Pocket is what it's called. You can find it on Spotify.
Cool.
And then I ran into her. I was having at Alana Chini's birthday, and ran into her again after 12 years or so. And then a couple weeks ago, she called and asked me to back her up for this live Burning Man stream, Reverbia Multiverse.
Ooh.
Dusty Multiverse. Yeah. So
You'll
we did
be
an hour set over there at the Fuzzbox, and it broadcasted live on the evening of the first it was. So
cool. And we can still view that? How do we view that?
I might still be on YouTube.
Okay. I'll try to find the link and put it in your event page.
Yeah. Pony Brendan, Poni.
Okay. I'll look that up.
Brendan. Brendan.
Wonderful.
Yeah. She's awesome.
Well, we have about 5 more minutes. I would like to hear another song.
Okay, we'll get right on then.
Yeah. All right, guys. More from Danyel, Don, and Travis. Thanks for being here. Don't forget, tip your talents. I'm Trish da Dish. This is Manao at Home. We love you. Love you, Maui. Do it.
Thanks, guys.
Take my
right. You got groupies. You got a bunch of
We gotta
groupies.
record that song, re-record it. The song was like written in the 90s and way different sounding now. I'm just dying to re-record it, so
Oh, it's so good.
that'll be up next.
I'll
Oh,
be singing
tire me out.
That'll be
Your
my-
breathless.
And Bendis.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us for another edition of Out Home. Danielle, you were fantastic. Thank you. You guys, seriously. I'm so glad it all worked out. It was wonderful. Travis, thank you for all your hard work. Don Lopez, thank you. I know we'll be seeing Connie Koa here coming up in November.